Dolphin Freedom UK would like to, for a moment, talk about our campaign and why we set up. Almost 2 years ago, we set up Dolphin Freedom in the UK. We wanted to look at the role tour companies play in this industry. We decided to shine the spotlight on Thomas Cook, mainly because it's Britain's biggest travel operator. We had grown tired year after year of standing outside the Japanese embassy, so we looked at different components of the industry to see who else is driving it. It's very important to understand how this industry functions because there's a very large side that is being overlooked. There are 3 components to the existence of a thriving marine captivity industry. Each component is mutually dependent on the other 2. So that means if you start to take out the one of the vital components, the other 2 start to crumble. Firstly, you have the commodity suppliers, the dolphin capturers, countries like Japan, Cuba, the Solomon Islands, etc. Then, of course, the second component, you have the marine parks themselves, like Seaworld, scum, and Dolphin Discovery. They provide the show. They use the dolphin to create the dolphin entertainment product. Then there's the third component which comes in. For any popular product, you must need sellers. Without sellers outlet, your product will never get off. This is the basic global business. This is how it works. And who it is that's been promoting and pushing and selling these millions of tickets. Who's been selling all these tickets? And we're not just talking about recently, but for the past 2 decades. Who has been selling millions upon millions of tickets to swim with dolphins or watch orcas jump through hoops? It's not Japanese fishermen who are selling UK tourist tickets. The Solomon Islands don't have direct access to the droves of UK holiday makers. So who is punting these tickets to the death tanks? It is, of course, the tour agents. Companies like Thomas Cook, Virgin, TUI and Carnival Cruises. It's these companies which have access to millions of holiday makers, and it's these companies are directly responsible for the popularity and the growth of the industry today. We need to make one thing clear. The industry isn't abroad in Spain or in Mexico or in Japan. The industry is here on our doorstep in the UK. Thomas Cook and the other travel agencies are the dolphinarium industry. They are just responsible for dolphin deaths at Seaworld or Japan. Without endorsement of these companies, the captive industry would not be able to fraction of the size it is today. Ask yourself how it is that we haven't had captive dolphins in this country since 1993, yet year after year, millions of British holiday makers are swimming with dolphins or seeing dolphin shows. Make the connection, it's Thomas Cook. That's why we started this campaign to raise awareness about the role of tour companies. We've been protesting outside Thomas Cook branches, tweeting them and writing to them. 1 year later, Peter started an active campaign too. Thomas Cook are now finally, for the first time ever, auditing their parks to check animal welfare standards. Why are they only doing this now? It's disgraceful. In a recent blog by the CEO of Thomas Cook, he stated that campaigners must work with them instead of putting pressure on them. Why must we do that? It's not our job to support their business, which is profiting from pushing tickets to see exploited animals. If customers don't like how Thomas Cook makes money, then that's on Thomas Cook. It is our job to advocate on behalf of the animals suffering. Our responsibility belongs to them. If someone is exploiting them for profit, it's our responsibility to expose it. We don't need to do this by breaking the law. All we simply need to do is look at the current practices of tour companies, document it and publish it, and the facts speak for themselves. Thomas Cook makes money abroad by selling products which are legal in the UK for ethical reasons. That's the truth. Thomas Cook is trying to say they have improved their animal welfare policy. We say it's not good enough. We're tired of hearing corporate NGOs announcing Thomas Cook have improved their welfare standards. No, they haven't. They've barely improved anything. Their welfare standards are a complete farce. Their welfare standards are the problem and not the solution. So please stop commending them and getting them off the hook. Everything that Thomas Cook is doing is not good enough. They actually want to stop exploiting animals as they claim to. They must show their customers and commitment to phasing it out. If Thomas Cook can't commit to phasing out, then they're not really serious about it. Thomas Cook's involvement in this industry must be talked about more. We must keep the spotlight on all of the tour companies if we want the industry to end. Otherwise, they'll hope we get bored and carry on as usual. Let's keep up the pressure. Please email, call and tweet Thomas Cook and all the other tour companies profiting from these sentient, highly intelligent beings that are being kept in tanks. Let's step up the pressure. Let's empty the tanks. If not us, then who? Cheers.